But in high school, I had them. I was like into colors. Obviously, I'm much older, so I want to, neutral colors, but blazers and I think a leather jacket. But in the professional world, blazers. Blazers is
Yeah.
super versatile because you could say you have an event after work. You have a blazer on already. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Hmm.
naturally, I'm like, okay, I could wear that. The room is gonna accept you. And I feel like a blazer is powerful. It
Yeah.
looks powered. So I think a blazer, that's best bet. Or a
I
trench
love
coat.
that.
But obviously you wanna, go into the event and take off not glasses, but your jacket. So
Yep.
I think a blazer is the key. Blazers. So anyone out there, invest in blazers.
Yes. 100% agree. 100% agree because I mean, like you said, like you can dress up a blazer into like a very professional, like have a board meeting or whatever kind of a look, or you can dress it down like, hey, I've got a fun date that we're, going out to a nice restaurant here after this. So I'm going to throw on like a decent pair of jeans and look, just as clean cut and well put together. And if you have one or two blazers, you can put together, I mean, usually a couple of dozen of different looks. Do you feel like there are some like kind of basic aha moments that people just kind of trip up on where like one that I think of for on the men's side is that men very a lot of times think that they can match a jacket and a pair of slacks, particularly if it's black. They think they can buy them separately and the blacks are going to match and they almost never do. So I mean, do you feel like there's some like, other basic kind of pro tips out there that people get tripped up on a lot?
I honestly hate matchy matchy. I'm
Mm,
bigger in color blocking, so
yeah,
it depends how confident you are when you're stepping out. Like for me, for example, I went to an event last week and I wore hot pink pants,
love it.
gray blazer,
Yep.
and zebra print cream, not cream, I lied, green shoes. So you
Hey,
really have to like make just make a statement, but if you're like, again, everyone is different. So for example, when you're talking about black now, you could do black with almost anything. So if
hmm,
you want to be on the safer end, all black. If it was a man, depending on remember, men are totally different and have totally different styles. I feel like women are a little bit similar, but men are totally different. So again, it just on the men's side, it just depends on the type of guy, his confidence, what he's looking for, how he wants to look. Is he powerful enough to step out and do the color blocking? So it just all depends. But for me, when it comes to women's wear, I always tell women to shoot for color blocking. You're gonna feel great, like a pink and yellow or a green and black or a yellow and gray. It's just fun to color block. So again, if I'm working with a man, it just depends. I am super on the girl side. I
yep.
100% know women's fashion and I know a little bit about men. I could have fun with them, but it just depends. The men, are they going streetwear or is it a corporate level guy that I'm talking to?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the confidence, like you said, is a huge piece of it, I think, where, I mean, it's kind of like that old saying, like, are you wearing the suit or the suit wearing you? Right.
Exactly.
So something else I've always wondered about, and I wonder if you can shed some light here, is like your personal coloring, right? Like your like the typical colors that work better for you than others. And obviously this is going to be very, dependent on the person, but I mean, how do you kind of work around that and how do people find what colors work better for them than others?
Oh, for me or for someone I would be working with?
I mean, if you want, but just like people in general.
I think the easiest color is black.
Mm,
It's black. I don't care if it's summertime. I don't care if it's winter. I don't care if it's fall. Black. Obviously, if you're somewhere in Turks, I wouldn't suggest black. I'll suggest brighter colors. But black is just safer. It's classy. It's powerful. You don't look dirty. You don't look terrible. So I would say black. You know what I'm saying? But
yep.
if you are a colored person, depending on what space you're walking in, again, it just depends. But if you still want to be on a classier end, black, brown, white, gray, cream, those are safe colors.
Save colors. Love that. That's a great piece of advice.
Yeah.
So I mean, we talked a lot about the fashion piece of it, and I mean, a lot of people listening, and like, I mean, I'm probably guilty of this too, is where sometimes fashion can be just viewed as aesthetic, right?
Mm.
But offline, we were talking about how, styling people well so that they feel that confidence can really uplift people, right? So, I mean, can you share some of the experiences you've had where styling somebody well to where they feel more confident has, changed their life a little bit or changed their outlook?
Yes, I think a lot of people I've worked with, their confidence went to 0 to 100 because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, when you look good, you essentially feel good, right? So
Yeah.
there's or some people go through divorces and they, out with the old, in with the new. So for me, I think I've changed a lot of people's life when it comes to styling them because it's like you're looking at your old self and you're looking at your new self. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? So a lot of them probably end up working out more and want to focus on their health. Their clothes are getting bigger. So it also has a lot to do with that too, as well, because you could wear an outfit and still not feel good. So
Yeah.
I also tell clients to also focus on their wellness too, just to make sure because there's clients that don't like the way they look in clothes. But again, that's where I step in and make sure that the clothes you have to find clothes that are fit to your body. So a lot of my clients, we focus on what's made for them because essentially there's millions of clothes out there, but not all of them is made for you. So what I focus on is what's made for them. And then I try to add a little more shine and more confidence. For example, like pulling shoes, also jewelry. It's not only shoes, jackets, and dresses, it's jewelry. I am a big jewelry girl, so I pull pieces of B and I kind of add it to them a little bit. So
Yeah.
I think jewelry, accessorizing, and hey, when they go out or whatever they got going on, they feel good. I always get the text messages, and they always, remind me how great I am of, changing their style. Or I would have never thought of that look.
Yeah.
Ask me, how'd you do that? Because everyone's different. They dress themselves a certain way, and then when a stylist steps in, they're like, "Oh, I would have never thought of that." I get things like that. Or when it comes to a pricing, they will pull something for $800, and I'll find the same thing for 80. They're like, "Oh my God, I would have never thought to get it from this site." So that's where it comes in. I come in breaking down. And it's still the same quality. Just one costs more expensive because you're buying the name, and then the other one is the same thing, but it's just a lesser name or faster fashion.
Sure. So I really love that because I mean it's kind of like again talking about like that confidence piece like you were talking about before, and I mean style and fashion like everything else we can kind of get stuck in a rut, right, where we've worn the same shirt for the last 5 years or whatever, and not there's anything wrong with that, but as you go through like your life and you have different chapters develop, I mean sometimes it's fun to kind of splurge a little bit and find some new things to wear. Absolutely, that's love. I love that. That's so much fun. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit more about like the Megan Fox piece, right? She's worn your jewelry before, which is incredible. What a huge win. But as we know, like success isn't always linear. Like it's not just a straight line up, right? So what's kind of been some of the bigger like challenges that you faced in growing your business?
Oh man, like I always want to get to the next win,
Mm.
and I'm never in gratitude. I never sit down and be like, oh my God, I did this. I did this. I want to get to the next win. So like what has kind of been my challenge is just trying to get to the next level without sitting down and saying thank you.
Yeah.
I don't give myself enough flowers, or I don't give myself enough credit where I'm at because I'm not satisfied. So to anyone watching this, I want you to give yourself credit. I want you to be grateful for the opportunities that do come your way because not everyone gets those opportunities. So I've been blessed with so many opportunities, so many people I've teamed up with, but I'm always ready for the next win. And then
Mm.
I drain myself out. I
Oh
burn
yeah.
myself out. So that's been the challenge because I started my company technically in 2020. And ever since then, I've been moving and grooving, moving and grooving, moving and grooving. And I've been super tired. Like lately,
Yeah.
I'm thankful for you for even reaching out to me because that's just God in itself. But, that's why you need to slow down. Like I need to slow down, so I'm in a place in my life where I'm letting things flow and being grateful and also going back to my wins.